The author of this book, called James Dean on the Road to Salinas, spent years digging out the reason behind the death of the infamous actor. He also spent time evaluating the alleged curse on his Porsche. But what is the truth? Why does James Dean's death still makes us scratch our heads? In fact, why is he so important? Let's start answering everything by first telling you who he was. In the world of Hollywood, there are stars, and then there are legends. James Dean, with his unique charm and mystery, undeniably falls into the later category. February 8, 1931, Marion, Indiana. Dean was born in a peaceful town far removed from the glitz of Hollywood. His parents, Winton, a dental technician, and Mildred, a lover of arts, provided a humble beginning to his life. But when James was just 9, his mother passed away, and his father sent him to live with his aunt and uncle on a farm in Fairmont, Indiana. In this quiet countryside, young James grew up. Far from the limelight, his interest in drama and arts started to blossom. His mother's love for the arts was surely an influence, but it was his burning desire for something more that pushed him to leave his rural life behind. Late 1940s, California. By this time, Gene was studying drama at the University of California, Los Angeles. Here, he sharpened his acting skills, preparing for the spotlight that was soon to come. And it did come. After a successful role in the Broadway show called See the Jaguar, Hollywood opened its doors for him. His talent landed him leading roles in 3 major films: East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant, before he even reached 25. In these films, he played characters that reflected the frustrations and uncertainties of young people at the time. He breathed life into these roles, making them unforgettable. What made Dean special was his fresh, intense approach to acting. He opted the technique known as method acting, in which actor confides himself in his role even in his normal life. This technique wasn't common in Hollywood at the time, but Dean, with his knack for breaking norms, made it his own. His performances were authentic and heartfelt, leaving a lasting impression on the audience and on the acting world. But acting was not his passion. It was the thought of racing that would pump adrenaline through his body. It would be fair to say that he would love to race no matter how good he was at acting. Before his last ride, James Dean filmed a public service announcement on road safety for National Safety Council next to actor Gig Young and discussed safe driving.
One more question. Do you have any special advice for the young people who drive?
Take it easy driving. The life you might save might be mine.
Fresh from wrapping up his latest movie Giant, the enigmatic James Dean took hold of his newly acquired Porsche, a sleek 550 Spyder. This metallic beast was a marvel of engineering, with its silver curves demanding attention and respect. For Dean, a seasoned speed enthusiast, it was a living dream. This coveted vehicle was one of only 90 produced by Porsche, a fact that added an extra sheen of exclusivity. Its capabilities were astounding. Boasting a top speed of 143 miles per hour, it was an adrenaline-inducing machine. However, the car was also a delicate creature. Constructed from lightweight aluminum, it was agile and speedy, yet vulnerable. It was a thrilling yet risky car, perhaps much like Dean himself. The car soon began to generate an air of unease. The film studio refused to allow Dean to race while filming, fearing the headstrong actor might meet disaster in the cockpit of such a fast and fragile car. Yet, despite the warnings, Dean, when he was heading towards Salinas at 90 miles per hour for a Sports Car Club of America event with his mechanic Rolf Wotheridge, met his fate. The date was September 30, 1955. An ordinary journey took an ill-fated turn, colliding with 23-year-old Donald Turnipspeed's Ford sedan. Dean's Porsche reportedly cartwheeled into a nearby ditch. While Turnipspeed and Wotheridge survived, Dean was not so fortunate, succumbing to a broken neck and fractured skull among other injuries. Although initial accounts suggested that James Dean was driving at an approximate speed of 85 miles per hour during the fateful collision, computer analyses by crash scene investigation experts propose a different narrative. These advanced simulations suggest that Dean's Porsche was likely not exceeding 60 miles per hour at the moment of impact. The presumption of Dean's high speed at the time of accident was in part due to speeding ticket he had received earlier that day of driving, at an average of 70 miles per hour. This is the first real evidence which led people to believe that his Porsche was cursed. In a chilling twist of fate, the once prized car became a symbol of dread. The wreckage was salvaged by William Esrich, a fellow racer who extracted the engine for his own Lotus 9 race car and passed on the transmission and other parts to his friend Troy Lee McHenry. It was at a race merely 11 months post Dean's demise that both Esrich and McHenry crashed their vehicles, the latter fatally. This incident also indicated that perhaps something was wrong with the engine. The tale doesn't end here. Meet George Barris, a famed custom car designer from Hollywood, recognized for creating iconic vehicles like the original Batmobile and the Munster's hearse. Barris had a peculiar fascination for cars with unusual pasts. Barris declared that he had bought the wrecked remains of Dean's Porsche from Dean's family. He even sold 2 of the original tires. He allowed the twisted metal frame of the car to be used by the Los Angeles National Safety Council. Their aim to tour it around as a stark reminder to drivers about the importance of road safety. While on display, the wreck proved to be calamitous. On multiple occasions, it plummeted from its platform. Once, it injured an onlooker. Prior to that, it caused the death of George Barkis, a truck driver tasked with its transport. A whisper started circulating that the 2 tires Barris sold had exploded simultaneously. The rest of the car? Legend has it that while being in storage during 1960s, it's said to have spontaneously ignited and subsequently vanished without a trace. Barris continued to tour with the chassis, capitalizing on the eerie legend of the car's curse. He even wrote about the car emanating bad vibrations in his memoir and claimed that an unfortunate thief broke his arm while trying to steal the steering wheel. Yet, skeptics existed within Barris's circle. Some pointed out that the spyder he claimed was Dean's seemed in remarkably good shape compared to the photos of the crash scene. They questioned the authenticity of Barris's stories, adding another layer of mystery to the already enigmatic tale of James Dean's car. The only known piece of little bastard that still exists today is its transaxle, which was found in Massachusetts in March 2020. After McHenry passed away, his wife sold his collection of car parts to other racers and collectors. This is how pieces of Dean's famous car ended up all over the country. The transaxle is an important part of the car that was stored under a porch for 10 years and then kept in a box for 30 more years. On May 21, 2021, it was finally sold on an online auction site called Bring In a Trailer for a huge sum of $387,000. Today, this piece of the car is owned by a man named Zach Bagans, who hosts a show on Discovery Plus. He has displayed it in his museum, a haunted museum in Las Vegas, where people can see it and learn about the mysterious history of Jane Dean's little bastard. Perhaps the right kind of home and owner, or the right kind of machine. Subscribe to the channel for more blues from the world of mystery and adventure. What do you think about the car? Was it actually cursed? Let us know in the comment section below. We have made an intriguing video on the death of John F. Kennedy Jr. Click on the link popping up to watch now.